This is Krista Kemper's Persuasive Speech.
In 1977, Ted Bundy was arrested on suspicion of burglary charges. He was incarcerated, and it was later found that he killed 20 or more people. While he was incarcerated, he escaped from prison and killed 2 college women, and injured 3 other women before finally killing a 12-year-old girl in Florida, at which time he was apprehended. So what can we do to prevent this problem from happening again, and why does this concern you? According to the Death Penalty Information Center, there are currently 35 states who have the death penalty in effect, in addition to the U.S. government and the U.S. military. Of those 37, Kansas, New Hampshire, and the U.S. military have not had an execution since 1976. The 15 states without the death penalty, including the District of Columbia. New Mexico has 2 inmates that are on death row prior to them abolishing the death penalty. This graph shows the number of executions since 1976. There have been a total of 1,170 executions, the most happening in 1999 with 98 executions. The top 5 states with the most executions since 1976 is Texas with 439, Virginia with 109, Oklahoma with 91 executions, and Missouri and Florida with both 76 executions. This graph here shows the number of executions in the last 2 years, 2008 to 2009. Texas has the most, with 34 executions the past 2 years. The total for the past 2 years in these 12 states is 71, so Texas makes up almost half of the executions. Virginia, Oklahoma, Georgia, South Carolina, and Alabama all had 5 executions in the past 2 years. Alabama had all 5 executions in 2009 only. And then this graph shows the number of death row inmates in the United States by state who are on death row as of January 1st, 2009. California has the most with 798. Florida has 402 inmates on death row. Texas has 358. Pennsylvania has 226, and Alabama has 207. The total number of inmates on death row is 3,297. Although the death penalty seems cruel, I think it's something that we need to consider, in that it removes the perpetrator from society. According to White, she interviewed an Indiana prosecuting attorney who said that there are some defendants who have earned the ultimate punishment our society has to offer by committing murders with aggravating circumstances present. I believe life is sacred. It cheapens the life of an innocent victim to say that society has no right to keep the murderer from ever killing again. In my view, society has not only the right, but the duty to act in self-defense to protect the innocent. The death penalty also acts as a deterrent. It sets an example to people in society of what can happen if they commit heinous crimes or murders. According to Meserly in 2009, he said that the death penalty not only provides an example to people in society, but also to people who are serving life sentences in prison to keep them from killing inmates and guards. It sets to provide an extreme punishment, in that the more severe the crime, the more severe the punishment should be. It provides an appropriate punishment. The saying goes, an eye for an eye. The punishment should equal the crime. Also, it serves as a sort of vengeance, in that some crimes are very horrible and and terrible that some people think that the only way to get retribution and vengeance is to give these people the death penalty. And it also provides the victims' families with a sense of closure to know that the people that, or the person that killed their family member cannot kill anymore. And finally, it provides a bargaining chip. Gary Ridgway was a serial killer in Seattle. He killed more than 48 women. They only found 48, and they used the death penalty to basically, if he would help them find the other victims, he would not get the death penalty. So it serves as a plea agreement. One hesitation with the death penalty is that some people feel that there might be innocent people who are executed, but now with our advances in technology, DNA can disprove someone or prove whether they committed the crime or not, which is 99% effective. So what can you do to support the death penalty is to basically show your support. You can also send a letter, email your congressman telling them why you think the death penalty is a good idea, what it can do. In conclusion, as you have heard, the death penalty can help keep society a safe place and keeping people who are sadistic killers from killing innocent people and who take pleasure in it. And if we give these people the maximum punishment, it may save your life or it may save the life of your family members. So this is one way we can do to keep the death penalty in effect.